Hello everyone! So you have a cruise booked. How exciting! I am so happy for you. Stay tuned for a list of things to do right after you book that cruise. Hello everyone, I'm Phyllis Milam. My husband and I are full-time cruisers. Mark and I have over 100 cruises that we have been on in the past 10 years or so. We have compiled a list of things to do after you book that cruise. Some of these things, if you don't get it right, you're not cruising. So we want to make sure that that does not happen to you. Number one, documentation. You've got to make sure that you have the proper documentation or the cruise line can deny your boarding the ship. And well, that would blow it all, wouldn't it? If you are a United States citizen and you are on a closed loop sailing, which means you're starting at the same port that you're finishing and it's all out of the United States. If you're going on one of those cruises, you can actually just use a birth certificate. It has to be a certified birth certificate, and your birth certificate must match the name that you have the booking in. If it doesn't match, you need to either bring your marriage certificate or divorce decree to show why your names don't match. That's not the best way to go about it though. If you have time, I would highly recommend you just go ahead and get a passport. The reason you want to do that is in case anything happens at port and you need to get home. Getting home with a passport is so much easier than trying to do it with a birth certificate when you're in a foreign country. So your passport, couple of things with that. Again, you're traveling with a passport. You want to make sure that the name you have booked in actually matches your passport name. Also, you want to look at that expiration date. If your cruise ends within 6 months of the expiration of that passport, go ahead and get a new one and make sure you plan enough time to do that. Also, if you're not an American citizen, you want to look into the visas that might be necessary for you to sail with. I actually had a friend that we cruised with one time. She forgot to get her visa. She couldn't sail with us, and that was super sad. The second thing that I highly recommend you do is go ahead and join a Facebook group that's specific to the particular sailing you're going on. Boy, has that helped us on a lot of our sailings. Number one, you get to meet friends before you ever get on the ship. And a lot of times the Facebook groups coordinate things like meet and greets, group slot pulls, bar crawls, cabin crawls. Joining the Facebook groups also helps you share information with fellow passengers. Hey folks, it sure would help the channel out if you would like this video, subscribe, and turn that notification on so that you don't miss any of our videos. We sure would appreciate that. Third thing we recommend you do is go ahead and watch a YouTube showing the ship that you're going to be on. Take a full tour of that ship so you know where everything is before you ever board the ship. It's just going to make a nice transition for you, and you'll be more experienced than the other passengers. Number 4, download your cruise line's app. So much is done through the app these days, and it's going to be easier for you once you get on the ship if you already have it done. What I like to do is once I've booked my cruise, I go ahead and I link that cruise to the app, and as information comes available to you on the app, you can go ahead and start looking at it. I know with Royal Caribbean, you can book your excursions, and if you change your mind about that excursion, you can cancel it for a full refund, and if the price goes down, they will honor that price. You cancel and rebook. I'm not sure about the other cruise lines, but it's good to know how your cruise line is going to be working with that. Number 5, are you flying or driving to the port? Let's talk about driving first. If you're coming from a far distance, please make sure to drive in the day before so that you're not stressed out about accidents on the way. Not you're in the accident, but getting behind an accident and is holding up traffic. I would definitely get there a night before. And if you are driving and you want to look at parking, where are you going to park your vehicle while you're on the cruise? You have a few options. Number 1, if you stay at a hotel that offers parking for free because you spent the night there, go ahead and do that. Some of the hotels even offer shuttles, free shuttles, from their hotel to the cruise port and back. If they don't, you might want to look into Uber or Lyft for that. The second option would be to park at the cruise port itself. I have found that it's very expensive to do that. We try not to do that. The third option would be to do a park and ride. That's the route we usually take. Those are companies that offer parking spots in a parking garage or a parking lot, secured areas, and most of them offer shuttles to and from the port. If you're choosing to fly in, definitely fly in the night before. The way the airlines are going these days with all of the delays and cancellations, don't stress yourself out. Pay that extra money to spend the night in a hotel. Again, at this point, you need to, the morning of your cruise, have it already figured out how you're going to get from the hotel to the port and then back. For your flight home, I don't recommend it being any time before 2 p.m. Sometimes cruise ships actually come back late, even though they're not scheduled to. We were on a ship one time that actually came in late due to fog. We had another one come in late because we were on a search and rescue mission. You can never count on anything going as planned. So if your flight is early, you very well could miss that flight if anything crazy like that happens. Next tip, go ahead and hold your mail. You are probably going to do that anyway, and you might as well go ahead and just get it done so you can check that thing right off your list. Number 8 on the list is go ahead and start putting together a packing list. Things like medications, power cords, you want to start paying attention to what needs to go on that list. Not that you have to start packing right away, but make a packing list. It's sure going to help out once you get to actually start packing. Folks, thank you so much for joining us today. We really hope that this video will help you enjoy that cruise and make it much less stressful. In fact, no stress at all. Just happy times for everyone. Bon voyage!